Welcome back to Fantasy Football Today on CBS Sports HQ. Breaking news, Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers agreed to a one-year deal. Cam back with the Panthers, last played in Carolina in 2019, started his career there in 2011, and could be facing the team in Week 10 that he made his debut against, the Arizona Cardinals. There's a tweet from the Carolina Panthers official account of Cam Newton and owner David Tepper, arm in arm, big smiles all around. Cam Newton back at the Carolina Panthers, replacing Sam Darnold, who is out with a shoulder injury. Just unbelievable. It feels good, doesn't it?
It does.
Very good.
It does. I don't know if it's going to be great for fantasy, but it's fun right now for the NFL.
Let's talk about the NFL first. So the Carolina Panthers, we know they've been struggling. Offensive line has been a problem. Sam Darnold's been a problem. You saw their last game, Robbie Anderson yelling at Sam Darnold on the sideline. Now Darnold is out. He's most likely played his last game for the Panthers. I don't know why they picked up his option for next year, but that's another story. In any event, Cam back. Can he help this team get to the playoffs?
Sure. I mean, he's certainly no downgrade from what they were getting out of Sam Darnold, who's hurt anyway, or P.J. Walker, who was fun in the XFL but doesn't have a good track record in the NFL. And the fact that they went and got Cam Newton tells you everything you need to know about P.J. Walker. So Cam Newton definitely has the opportunity to give this offense some life, and it's got to be done the way that the Patriots had Cam Newton in their offense. They need to run with him a little bit more. They need to do what he does best. Is he a great downfield passer? Not as much as he maybe ever really was, but he's somebody who can help this offense. They're going to have to reconfigure some things. Can they win? If their defense is healthy and their offensive line gets a little bit better, yeah, I think they can.
I mean, they're going to lose this week probably at Arizona, no matter who starts the quarterback, I would assume, if Kyler Murray comes back. But after that, I mean, they're 4-5 right now, a half game back of the Falcons. After that, they get the Washington football team, the Miami Dolphins, and then the Atlanta Falcons. They could very easily be 7-6 a month from now.
It's a great opportunity for them. And look, give them credit. This is a team that I really look at it, and you see, like, they lose J.C. Horn early in the season. They go out, they get C.J. Henderson, they get Stephon Gilmore. They know that Sam Darnold's struggling and suffers the injury. They go get Cam Newton. They're trying, and you got to give them the credit for trying. And you look at the offensive pieces. Again, the offensive line has been bad. They're banged up. They're struggling. But the pieces that Cam Newton is walking into, Christian McCaffrey, we know, is a difference maker. Whatever you think of him as just a pure runner, he's a difference maker. Maybe the best running back in the NFL. They got good wide receivers with what DJ Moore, when he's right, and Robbie Anderson. Maybe this makes Terrace Marshall more relevant if you can get him going. Their high draft pick that they had this offseason that's had a little bit of a struggle. The tight end position, we know, is still a work in progress. They got rid of Dan Arnold, but Tommy Tremble could be something, and maybe Ian Thomas could still be something. And if Cam is right, this is a team that's going to be a little scary because that defense is certainly played well the last 2 weeks. So Cam going to the Panthers makes this team more relevant. Like you said, Heath, they could make a playoff run looking at their schedule. Now, fantasy-wise. All right, Heath, so as a fantasy quarterback, it's been a while since we could trust Cam Newton in one quarterback leagues. Does this situation make you feel comfortable about him moving forward after we see it? It doesn't necessarily have to be this week, but after we see it.
I wouldn't mind adding him in a deep one quarterback league just in case. I don't think he's probably going to be a top 12 quarterback rest of season, but we looked at that schedule, and it's about the Washington football team, the Dolphins, the Falcons. Depending on who's on a bye those weeks, we might be using him as a top 12 quarterback that week if he looks competent first. The one thing we've seen with this Panthers offense, kind of like the Eagles, they've gone very run-heavy the last 2 weeks. This is a good quarterback to have if you're going to go very run-heavy.
And the irony of this all, Dave, is that remember who was the leading rusher from rushing touchdowns early in the season?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold,
yeah.
right. So,
he was doing his Cam impression,
right.
And now it's Cam who's actually there. By the way, Heath brought up which quarterbacks are on bye that Cam could replace. Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, they're on bye in Week 12. Carson Wentz,
given the circumstances, he might be better than those guys right now.
Seriously, but he plays against Miami that week. Mm-hmm. Week 14, Wentz and Hurts are on a bye. He plays Atlanta that week. If I have any of those four quarterbacks, I'm making a beeline to Cam right now. I'll carry him. I'll see what he looks like in Week 10 and Week 11 and go from there.
All right, so Christian McCaffrey did not have his best season with Cam Newton. That was when Cam was already gone or banged up. Mm-hmm. In terms of where Christian McCaffrey is right now, any concern, any benefit? Like, where do we come out with this? Because we know the rushing touchdowns for Cam and what he does at the goal line, that could hurt McCaffrey a little bit. But we did see when the two were together in McCaffrey's rookie season, he was throwing him the ball. So that still gives you some semblance of hope that can still help McCaffrey move forward.
Sure, and I would have been hesitant to call Christian McCaffrey a top 5 fantasy running back, even if it was P.J. Walker under center, or top 5 running back if P.J. Walker was the quarterback. Now that Cam's there, he's definitely not going to make it there, but still a top 12 type of fantasy running back. You're going to start Christian McCaffrey if you've got him. He might lose 2 or 3 touchdowns to Cam along the way.
Cam started and played 14 games in 2018 when Christian McCaffrey had 1,900 total yards, caught 107
That was his rookie season or second?
That was his second season, and Cam played that whole season with him.
How many rushing touchdowns did he have?
7 and 6 receiving. So,
No, how many did Cam have?
Oh, I don't know how many Cam had that year.
Yeah.
But if you tell me McCaffrey's getting 13 touchdowns over the course of the season,
Yeah, it's about 1 a game.
Cam will be still fine for Christian McCaffrey.
Pretty good.
All right, so DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. This does what for them?
I feel more optimistic that DJ Moore can. I think we've missed out on the opportunity for him to break out to that top 12 wide receiver. But I was getting to the point where I didn't know if he was a number 2 wide receiver. Now I feel better about DJ Moore as a 15 to 18 type wide receiver. And Robbie Anderson, I have some hope that he might matter again.
Yeah.
Not adding him, though.
I'm not adding Robbie Anderson. I was hopeful for Terrace Marshall with P.J. Walker. We'll see if Cam Newton is better for him. I'm not as optimistic on DJ Moore, low-end number 2 wide receiver in PPR.
All right, we'll see. I would say at this point, if you've been carrying Robbie Anderson, just hold him just to see what happens. It's not worth dumping him unless you just absolutely need somebody for this week. But clearly, let's see if this can make DJ Moore back to the guy that we saw earlier this season. It's funny, I was looking at this. He's still a top 12 wide receiver in PPR.
Yeah.
As bad as things have been lately, he's still a top 12 wide receiver in PPR. But McCaffrey hopefully benefits. DJ Moore benefits. Maybe Robbie Anderson benefits. Cam Newton back with the Carolina Panthers, signing to a 1-year deal. And we'll see where it goes from here. Again, we'll find out if he's going to play in week number 10 against the Arizona Cardinals. Make sure you check out our Fantasy Football Today podcast. We'll certainly get into more of that. I'm sure we're getting text from Ben Trager right now that we have to do an emergency podcast as soon as Fantasy Football Today is over here on CBS Sports HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.